Welcome to our first episode of ARIVE Partner Spotlight for 2026. We are going to make this show a mega show. ARIVE Partner Spotlight is a monthly webinar series that we host in which we invite experts from our lender partners to talk about topics which are relevant in today's market and that can help you grow and scale your business. This month, we have one of our newer partners, Mega Capital Funding. They joined ARIVE sometime in July of last year, and they have seen phenomenal growth of getting more business after joining our ecosystem. I'm very excited to introduce them. They offer a diverse range of loan programs with highly competitive rates and awesome technology and service. So we have a team joining from Mega Capital, Ed Darrow, who's their national sales manager. We'll hear about their offerings in this session. We'll hear how they are helping brokers scale their businesses, building true partnerships and relationships. So he has a team of AEs joining us today. And without further ado, I'll hand it over to Ed. And Amy, if you want to make any housekeeping announcements, we'll get this going.
Thank you, Harish. Yes, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. Mega Capital has been around a long time. I've been seeing their name and their brand for decades, and I can tell you they're a force to reckon with. So excited that you're all here today to learn more about them if you don't already partner with them. We will be recording this. This will be shared to all of our community. I know Mega Capital will also be sharing this too as well to their community of people. We will also share this on YouTube as well. Please put questions in the Q&A. Chat with us. Ask anything that you hear of that you want to know more about so we can answer those questions live. And we'll also give you information at the end to let you know how to get in touch with them if you're not already partnered with them. So with that, passing the torch to you, Ed.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the ARIVE Mega Capital Show. We're thrilled that Harish and Amy and ARIVE have asked us to do this. I think we're the first one of 2026. So hopefully we will set this off on a proper path for the balance of the year. With me is my team. Mel Fee is part of my marketing group, runs all the marketing for Mega Capital. So he is going to be at the controls of our presentation. So I'm appreciative because he's much better at that than I am. Whit Nichols is my regional out of Florida, runs the Southeast, has a little bit of more reach than that. But Whit and I have been together for many years working the mortgage industry. So I'm glad that he is here and help. And then Ron is with us out of Ohio. Ron is one of my AEs, one of my top AEs in the country, and has used ARIVE with his brokers. So I wanted him to be part of this to make sure that we were able to give a real feel on any questions that may or may not happen at the broker AE level. So I wanted to make sure that Ron was with us so that we could answer those questions at the end. And the team will be ready to answer questions through this. So Mega Capital. Mega Capital is a 20, at a certain point, do you stop saying, but 20, same thing as I get older, I stop counting birthdays. But we're 28 years old, been around, 29 this year, and has been a company that's primarily based out of California. And we have grown the company over the last 4 years to be a national lender. As Harish had indicated, we joined ARIVE in July. We were excited about that. Amy kept after me and after me and after me, and we were able to get all that completed by mid of last year. So we have the pricing piece done with that, and I'll cover some of the other stuff we're doing later. But it's been a great partnership for us. we are excited to continue to grow this partnership with Arrive. So, Mel, you want to start the first piece, and then we'll get on to the other. So we have a short video for you here coming up, and then we'll go on to the other items that we'd like to chat with you about. So hopefully we'll get off and running here. There you go. Hit the play button. Taking a second to run. Okay. We having technical difficulties there, Mel, or did it hit?
Mel, you're on mute if you can hear us.
Uh-oh. Seem to run into a small challenge.
Seeing the video because I've been playing it.
No, the video is not playing.
All right, here we go again.
Yeah, make sure you're off mute. It could have been that.
Yeah, here we go.
Just make sure you share, Mel, please.
Yeah.
Welcome to Mega Capital. As we step into 2026, growth will belong to those who are organized, intentional, and ready to take action, sharpening their process, expanding their product mix, and aligning with the right lending partner. At Mega Capital, we don't just fund loans, we partner with you. With competitive pricing, diverse non-QM solutions, hands-on underwriting, and smart technology, we help you close with confidence and scale with purpose. Let's make 2026 the year you build momentum, strengthen your pipeline, and turn opportunities into funded loans together.
Cool. So we appreciate that. We'll kind of slide on to the next thing. I had a video or a screen to show the team that that we have here. So Mel, can you roll the page to the team, just so everybody has a chance to see that, and then we'll get on to individual. Well, we're still having technical difficulty. We tested this.
I am showing it, the team, on my side.
Yeah, it's
There
not
seemed
showing
to
on this
be
side.
a delay. There seemed to be a delay somewhere. Interesting. Sorry, let me try again.
So if you click share and then
Yeah, I did share.
Okay, so we'll fingers crossed.
Okay, sorry about this. We did test this earlier. All right. Can you see it now?
Yes, sir. So thank you. This is what I was going to get through to where we are since 1998. So there, the big piece there is we want to make sure that everyone's aware that we do have all of our tickets. It's important to know we have Fannie and Freddie and our HUD tickets for the Ginnie loans. We also do correspondent and wholesale. One of the things that I wanted to point out, especially on this slide, is that Mega Capital does not have a retail offering, right? So we're not competing with you as a broker for your clients, right? You are our clients. We're coming to the broker and the banker community to provide services for, but we're not competing with you to go get the borrower. So we're a true TPO lender, and we want to make sure that we're there to support the broker and banker community, and we have some different levels to that when it comes to the correspondent, whether it's the emerging banker who is just making the transition from broker to banker, or the more experienced. So either way, we're here to help you with that. But wanted to point out that we're not competing with you for the borrower. So that's important for me and has been since I've been here at Mega. And then, we continue to try to be a top lender. We'll show you the other piece in a minute. Go ahead, Mel. We'll kind of go from there. So on to the next one, maybe. Maybe not. There we go.
It seems like every time I try to present it, I'll just go from this side. Okay, go ahead.
On to the next one, please. So a couple of things that we try to do, and it's important for Mega, when you look at the ARIVE and you're using the PPE version or the pricing version of it, that Mega is somebody that you can find us on a competitive basis on a daily basis. Now that doesn't mean I'm always going to be number one, but we strive really hard to be a place where you can find us on a regular basis, so that you're not, hey, you're top of the stack today and you're 100th the next day. I don't want to be that place for you guys. I want to try to always make sure that we're positioned in a place where you can find us. And obviously, as depending on how the market moves, it doesn't move. We do try to offer a whole suite of products. So we're running through most of those things. So we have everything that we have from conventional right on through non-QM in seconds. We continue to do investment into the technology side of things. We made a big push over the last couple of years, like I said, ARIVE being a big part of that for us, as well as our own portal and upgrades that we're doing to try to make sure that we're there. And then we continue to add headcount, both operationally and in sales, to support the broker and banker community. So go ahead, Mel. So as I was talking about on the competitive side from the rates, every day we take a look at it and we have everything from what I call a vanilla ice cream cone, which is our max product, right? It's a conventional loan, W-2, real, 640 or better FICO, real easy, straightforward Fannie Mae loan, all the way down through a 12-month DSCR, P&L, VOE, those kinds of things. Our goal consistently is to be there where you can find us on a regular basis. So again, that's a little bit about pricing. Non-QM. So we continue to try to expand the non-QM piece. We think that instead of being just a one-stop place or a place that just does non-QM or just does conventional, we'd like to offer you the full suite. So we do that by the non-QM offerings, and the non-QM offerings are everything from a 1 year full doc all the way to a closed-end second and everything in between. So we have a bank statement program, a written VOE program, 1099, P&L, asset utilization, and then DSCR. Look, all of those things are hugely important to us, but at the same time, though, the majority of the business on the non-QM side that we see has a tendency to be a 12-month bank statement, the DSCR. But we also want to make sure to let you know that we have other options for you in regards to that. So on the agency side, like I told you, the max, the regular, which is our walk-on water kind of vanilla ice cream cone loan. But we also have a product called ANX, which is our expanded program that allows us to offer seconds, or not seconds, but second home and investment at a more competitive price while following Fannie Guide. So there's opportunity abound on the agency side as well. Jumbos, Jumbo Express. So the one thing I'll point out here, Jumbo Express, is we do have an AUS version to that. And the piece I do like about it is a 2-1 buy down and a 1-0 buy down. So not sure what the bond's going to do and how things this year is going to play out. But in the jumbo space, if a 2-1 or a 1-0 helps you land a deal, that would be a piece that we'd play. I usually point to in the jumbo space, but offerings there as well. Government, again, as I mentioned earlier, we have our tickets. So we have a couple of versions of FHA and VA, which allows us to be competitive. A VA and a VA plus, an FHA and an FHA plus. And those are just, width of guidelines and price point differentials. So things that make us competitive one way or another. Now, with the bond going up and pricing getting interesting, we offer also seconds. So we have a closed-end second. We have a standard AVM, AUS only express HELOC, which we were pretty excited about and rolled out recently. And then one that seems to have traction, which is a fixed HELOC, which is kind of unique. The price is fixed, but it offers the borrower the opportunity to use it as a HELOC in the sense that they can pay it down and reuse it, pay it down, but their price doesn't change with the market changing. It's a fixed line of credit. So I like that one as well. So it's kind of unique from that perspective. So on to a couple other things. Technology. So part of the technology we continue to invest in and try, like I said earlier, on our website to make sure that we're providing an ease of use for the broker and the banker to make sure that we get through the loan. The loan submission is easy and easy to follow, easy on the eyes, not difficult. We've all been in the business long enough to know that certain platforms are easier than others, and we'd like to be on the easier side. So we continue to try to invest in that and do those types of things. Which leads me to this slide, which is important to point out that ARIVE is part of our technology expansion in 2025 and will continue to be part of that expansion. We are currently only in the pricing engine at this point, but discussions have been opened as recently as last week to get phase 2 completed with ARIVE, which I'm excited about. I do believe that it shouldn't take us too long to get to a point where you price a loan in ARIVE and automatically push from ARIVE to our MGenius portal in 2026. So I'm excited. My team, my IT team is working with the ARIVE team to get us to where we need to be on that update. So I'm hoping Amy will shake her head and so Harish, but I'm hoping by April that'll be done and we'll be off to the races with the second part. So I'm excited to get that piece done so that it makes it easier to do business in ARIVE, price your loan, push it over, and the loan gets registered, and then we go from there. So, and this slide kind of covers our MGenius. So we had an out-of-the-box platform that was very, very, very serviceable, but not the easiest on the eyes. So we spent a lot of time over the last couple of years working through and making MGenius as user-friendly as possible. And if anybody has ever tried to launch a portal or done any of these things, and maybe Harish can it gets to be a little bit of a challenge from time to time, but we've worked really, really hard to make it easier and make sure that it works. So we're excited about MGenius and the opportunity that gives us to make your user experience easier to deal with. So a lot of time and energy, and we continue to tweak it and get it better and do the things that we need to do to make sure that that experience does what we need it to. So our next step into that is how do we leverage AI? And what we did was we partnered with someone that took all of our guidelines, and I like the genie. We had to make sure that he had a beard so that Disney didn't have a field day with us, and come after and ask MGenie. And what MGenie does is if you ask a question about our guidelines, it takes all of our guidelines on every product and gives you an AI response. And we've spent a lot of time making sure that the information is updated and accurate. The teams all over the country have been using it internally to make sure. So instead of having to go find the guidelines and then read where we're at and do whatever, you can just ask MGenie and the genie will give you an answer. It thinks about it for a minute and then remembers your question and go get you the answer. So we're excited about what that brings as we try to lean into the technology piece on a go-forward basis. So we're excited about that. Go ahead, Mel. So it gives me a minute to stop talking. We'll play this one and hopefully it'll play.
Introducing Mega Capital's M Genie, your on-demand mortgage AI for loan scenarios, product questions, and guideline support, delivering instant, accurate answers in seconds. With a full suite of non-QM, jumbo, agency, and home equity options, M Genie helps you quickly narrow down eligible programs so you can serve your clients faster. Just log in, type your inquiry, and get clarity within seconds. It's that quick and simple. Access M Genie today on our homepage.
So one of the things that I like about that, and it went through relatively quickly, but on the right-hand side, it broke out all the answers, right? But on the left-hand side, it gave you the actual guideline, right? The guideline was there. So it gave you an answer, but also gave you like, well, I don't understand. Where do I find it? Well, in our portal are all the products anyway. And you could say, okay, I need to go to this product, this page. Let me reread it again. Or if you wanted, some sort of backup, but it gave you both the answer and then the source of the answer to make sure that you could figure out, exactly where to do that. So these are all things that we continue to work on and build out on a go-forward basis. So let me back up a little bit to the ARIVE piece. So as we build out the next step, there are things that we can continue to add with the ARIVE team that will allow the experience to continue to leverage what we're doing at Mega Capital on the ARIVE platform. That won't be today and tomorrow, but there's scalability built into the program that allows us to move forward. So there's exciting things to make sure that you can use. So, but right now that's on the Mega Capital website that you can use currently at any moment. And then there's other things that we're looking to do. We're going to automate our ICD, automate the documents, and then we are looking, and the bottom one, the automated bank statement analysis, should be live by February, first week of February. There's a couple of things that we have to just finish up to make sure the guardrails are where we need to be. But instead of sending it in, waiting for it, it'll be almost instantaneous. But what I like about it and the change in it allows the user to kind of work through it, figure out, and do certain things. This is a big deposit, but I want to count it. Here's why. So there's exciting things coming with that. So we're excited about that opportunity and what we're moving forward through in 2026. Service. Yay. So service, everybody talks about service. Service is about picking up the phone, making sure that you answer your phone and do the things that you need to do to support your customer, which is for us bankers and brokers, right? So from the AE to the account manager to the regionals to myself, we continue to try to make sure that we're here to answer your questions while we provide as much technology as we can to make it as easy and self-serving. We also want to make sure that we're there for you, right? So the AEs are available, the account managers, the regionals, myself. We all pick up the phone, we answer what we need to, and we get the items resolved. So working hard to continue to prove that on a go-forward basis. So I was this is where we humbly kind of say we got picked up by the Mortgage Professionals of America as a top 5 lender in the country. So I kind of referenced it earlier, but we did make a slide for it, and we were very happy and appreciative of the feedback that we got from the MPA as a 5-star wholesale lender. So we want to continue to try to make sure that 2026 we get the same rating. And if they add 6 stars, then I'll hope for 6 stars at that point too. But right now we'll stick with 5. So we're pretty happy with that. So thank you. So one of the things that we do with anyone that was on ARIVE. And if you're on ARIVE with us now, this is already happening for you. But if you're new to ARIVE or new to Mega and you sign up with Mega, we'll give you preferred pricing for the first 90 days. So it's an enhanced pricing for ARIVE customers to just try Mega Capital. So with really good pricing to start with, an additional preferred pricing only makes that even better. So and then we'll talk. You have the teams to try to go through that one way or another. So that's pretty much the entire me talking for 23 minutes, 24 minutes, which my team will tell you I'm very good at. But I appreciate the opportunity to be able to present Mega Capital to you, to be able to show you a few of the things that we're working on and continue to grow. Ron Glass is here. He's the only AE, so we wanted to make sure that we gave him his own special spotlight. So we're happy to have Ron with us. But
maybe if anyone has any questions from the audience, I know a few of you have raised your hand. So if Melissa or Victoria, you can put your questions in the Q&A tab, and Ed will take them. Ed, I do have a question before Ron kind of talks about his part. If broker wants to make their business grow mega in 2026 and truly grow how they operate, can you describe some 2 or 3 products from Mega Capital they can bank on? Like, which are your top products that you see in the market? And you touched upon DSCR as well. So maybe if you can share how your non-QM products or your DSCR loans are different from the competition. It's a pretty crowded space, as you very well know. But anything you can share about how your products are different on the non-QM side as well?
So I think everyone who's been in this business long enough knows that, the biggest thing for us is trying to develop a relationship and be there for our customers, right? And everyone says that, but it's one of those things that I drive the sales team to is make sure we're accountable and make sure we are there for our customers. So that's number one. And I think the hard part with that is how do you quantify that until you actually experience it? So let's go to the S though. So I think there's a couple of places. So Mel, I'll go back to the conventional with the max. So I'm going to go across the spectrum. So I think on the conventional side, the 2 pieces that I really like is max, obviously, and we do a fair bit of our business in the max side because it's price point sensitive. It should put us at the top of the ARIVE stack. And again, that's 640 or better. Fixed income. What I mean, a W-2 or retired is fine, but no self-employment. 1 REO on top of what they're purchasing, and it's really kind of a straight down the line, straight down the middle of the fairway kind of loan. The other one in that space, even though the non-owner occupied is under the second home expanded, is a conventional base product. By eliminating some of the LLPAs, that price gets sharp. So on the agency side, I would say those 2 things. On the jumbo side, it's kind of what I said earlier. I think it's the Platinum Jumbo Express, AUS driven with a 2-1 buy down might help you compete with the big banks. The TPO space for my entire career has been an uphill battle on jumbos. My thought process there would always be look at the 7-6 or the 5, the 7, or the 10 to see if maybe that's usually more your sophisticated buyer. The 7 plays for us on a regular basis. And then on the non-QM side, the balance of what we do, the majority of what we do, is probably bank statement and DSCR. And I think the play there becomes our willingness to do a DSCR without a prepay, which is, somewhat different than our competition, right? Not that we don't have them, right? We have them 1 through 5 years, and it adds a level of protection. But we're also willing to do a DSCR without a prepay. And it's just it's a price point play where you don't get to do that. The other thing is the 1099 program, and I was thinking about this while you asked the question. We have two options there. And what I mean by that is that we have a 1099 program that a customer is willing to provide 2 months bank statements to support their income. That's viable. But I hear on a regular basis, I want to do a 1099 without bank statements. Well, we have that. We have both. So it's a price point play on where you want to go and what your customer is willing to share. So we put that in MVP, our program called MVP. And then our with bank statement is in the regular MVP, and then the MVPX is without it. And those are just price point difference on what your consumer is willing to share with us one way or another. So if I had to be direct on Harish's question, I would say the max on the conventional side. I would say the Jumbo Express on the Jumbo side. I would say these couple of programs on the non-QM side. Seconds, I think it really kind of depends on what the market does. If we end up with an increase in the market, I think seconds are going to play again. And I think if the bond comes down and gets under 4, not so sure how that's going to play with seconds. I think it's just to do with flexibility. But we want to make sure we offer that to you. So the only other thing I haven't really talked about a lot is Govy. And in that space, I would say FHA, the two options we give you with FHA and FHA Plus and VA Plus. The FHA and the VA are, and for those of you who are golfers or not, but I'll use this analogy, it's kind of more down the fairway, right down the middle, doesn't push a lot of the edges. And then the FHA Plus and the VA Plus go to the guidelines that are posted by HUD, right? They widen the fairway and they go after it. So I think the flexibility there gives us the opportunity. And I'll go back to, we strive every day to be price point sharp one way or another. So hopefully I've kind of covered that answer.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have some great questions. Maybe, Whit, if you want to take them, they're on your VA overlays and appraisal transfers. You may want to repeat the question and answer them if you're okay.
Where do we find the questions?
Questions are on the Q&A.
Oh, Q&A.
Yes.
I hit the chat and didn't see the Q&A. Sorry.
You're good. I think the first question is about your VA overlays. And do you honor appraisal waivers with your Fannie Freddie products?
So the VA overlays kind of goes to what I was just talking about, right? So the overlays for FHA and VA are going to be in the VA and FHA Plus are going to be right down the 4000.1 of the HUD guideline, right? So you're not going to really have an overlay there. Where FHA and VA in our guidelines get a little more narrow, usually around DTI, those and the kind of exposure there one way or another. So so there's really not a ton of overlay. I will touch on the appraisals, then Whit or Ron, you can jump into those as well. The appraisals. So we accept appraisal transfers on most products. There are a few that we don't, but most products we do. When you go to Mega Capital's website, there is, which is www.mcfunding.com, there is a policy on there, and it lays it out. There's a few that we don't, but anything max agency, non-owner expanded, all the MVPs in the non-QM, and all the seconds we do. accept them. The jumbo PJE and the express HELOC, we do not, and the M HELOC, we do not accept the transfer. But everything else we do. And those are just specific to those products. But all of the guidelines and stuff that are needed kind of go from there.
And if I can jump in on that, Ed, we're also willing to look at the appraisal before you send it to us to make sure it's a good appraisal that will transfer in, see if there's any issues with it, and we can let you know before we go forward with it.
So Ed, there are a few other questions if you want to take them quickly.
Yeah. So I think so Nazir, the goal in and around seconds or sharpen your investment pricing, I would probably look at the ANX product, which is what I was referring to. If you're looking at our pricing in regards to just what we call agency or AGN, it's probably not as sharp as what you're used to, but I would look at the ANX there. As far as waiving EPOs for brokers with good volume, I look at every EPO in regards to that. Usually it's probably not a full waiver, but again, if you're giving me the kind of volume that I'm hoping for, then we'll have a conversation. But we're always willing to work with someone in regards to the EPO and then go from there. Ron or Whit, you want to run down the next one while I'm trying to look something up here, please?
Ron, you want to jump on that one?
You can get
You're
yourself
on
off of
mute.
mute. There you go.
Sometimes if I'm not on mute. For the second home ANX product, if you're looking for the turn times, normal, average, regular turn times for us, it's underwritten as a normal, agency loan. So pretty quick turn times, 24 to 48 hours. Nothing special there for our underwriters to really be concerned about. As far as the requirements for the HELOC, I don't have it in front of me, so 1 second.
So we're 640 or better. Ron, we were tap dancing doing the same thing. So the fixed HELOC is a 640 or better. But at 680, you can go to 90 CLTV, high CLTV, and then go from there. And then as far as what you pay on a rate, the average close time, I'm sorry, I didn't answer the question. The average close time on the second is less than 30 days. And it's the same answer that I give for every loan product. The faster we get everything in, the faster we get it out. So we're, 1 to 2 days max on everything. And that's just giving myself room. Everything's usually a day. We're turning stuff in less than, my reports show less than 27 days, even on non-QM, which can be a challenge for everybody. And then go from there. What rate on the second do you pay use of the line? So it depends on which line you pick. If you pick a fixed, it's standard, and then it's a SOFR 7. It's a 1 year with a margin on the standard HELOC. The only thing that we rolled out on the regular HELOCs, which is not the express, but is just 3 and 10 year. Actually, that is on the express. It's 3 and 10 year. So you can have a 3-year draw period. You can have a 10-year draw period. And again, that's all price point driven. We use the Mercury network, which is through the MGenius portal to order our appraisals. Old school. Wait, I'm old. Does that mean I get the old school question? Every now and then, again, it's important to speak to the underwriter. Can you comment on the occasional underwriter? So yes, so we have a waterfall that we like to use when it regards to getting to the underwriter. So there's a couple of things there. One is we want to try to make sure everyone's available to you. Yes, but our ask is that you work through your AE and your AM first, to see if they can either solve the problem or get it resolved without having to have a conversation. And the only reason I say that is I want to keep them working on making sure they're clearing loans, getting loans, initially decision or out the door, right? However, having said that, in the non-QM world, it takes more communication because they have a tendency to be more of a challenge. The non-QM team obviously will have a conversation with anyone that is needed, and then it kind of goes from there, right? Government, you have those challenges. Yes, they'll yes to anyone, but I think as you get to a max, which is a Fannie Mae DU approved, there shouldn't be anything but straightforward conditions. So, but hopefully I answered the old school question because I think I'm the old guy here. So, no comments with, and then we'll go from there. So, how do we do, Harish?
Yeah, so maybe we can go to Ron's slides. I know he had some slides to show through, but these were great answers. Thank you so much.
No, we just made Ron available for questions just because Ron deals with the broker level. So if there's anyone that had a question about their experience or what Ron is, with ARIVE and Mega, I had him here because again, he's hands-on day to day versus myself and Whit. So
maybe we can have Ron, if I can put you on the spot, just kind of speak to, you said you've had a lot of success with being in the platform. How is this connection with working with new partners in ARIVE? How does that work for you and what's working for you?
Yeah, absolutely. So for us out here kind of in the field as AEs, there's always a challenge in getting in front of your broker. We try to do that as much as we possibly can through phone calls in the office, emails, etc. I find what ARIVE has done at least for me, is make it much easier because we are in ARIVE and it's integrated into the broker's LOS. When they price a loan, we're there. They don't have to go out to a separate system to price a loan, whether that's, some of your competitors. I've got this scenario that I want to price out, and I've got to do it here and there and two other different places and try to find the lenders that I want. Everyone's right there and available, which has really helped at least me get in front of those brokers. It's spurred some phone calls and conversations, even for a scenario that maybe we can't do. It still does help us get in front of our brokers, have those conversations, and like I said, be right kind of in their face when they price a loan. So from that aspect, some of the folks that I have, talked to for a couple of years, all of a sudden give me a call and say, "Hey, I see you in ARIVE." I'm like, "Oh, you're kidding, really?" No kidding. So that's, I think, the biggest piece for me is just being able to have everything kind of in one place for a broker as opposed to several different systems has been very, very helpful.
You pretty much summarized exactly what we're trying to do with the marketplace and our platform. And I'm really glad that our brokers are seeing lenders like yourself, because if they're not partnered with, lenders like Mega, we want them to be looking at you, right? And there is that marketplace opportunity that they can see those programs that you offer. Not everything is going to be rate specific, right? It's about what can you close, or just getting awareness of the type of diversity that you have out there, and that could spur on a partnership. So I'm really glad that that's working for you. That's awesome.
We have one more question for you, Ed, if you want to take that.
Oh, I got another one. Hang on now. In this way we're trying to compete with others, do you offer a price match to help us with the deal? Nazir, you're wearing me out here today, bud. So hopefully we are at the top of the price stack where we don't have to do that. In all transparency, I have very little wiggle room on the max, and I'm open to any other conversation in regards to any other product. So I hope that answers your question.
Thank you, Ed, and Ron. Thank you again for reiterating how by being a part of ARIVE ecosystem has at least helped you grow your footprint. And our goal as a neutral platform is to give every lender a shot at every loan that comes on our ecosystem, whether you are approved or you're in the marketplace By having more choices, brokers are able to find the best deal, and that way consumers get the best option. So again, thank you for summarizing how ARIVE has helped you. Anything else, Ron, you want to add? As you are trying in the field, trying to win business,
Well, before Ron says that, I see Nazir's. I love you too, Nazir. You're my new favorite person. Send all your deals to us because I love the majority of the deals. Can we rewatch the webinar? That's a Harish question.
Yes.
Yes. So I think Amy announced we are recording this webinar. The recording will be on ARIVE's YouTube channel in a few days, and you can watch this as many times as you like. So this is getting recorded right now.
And can I just, is there the best way to reach the Mega Capital team? You can definitely find them in ARIVE. There's a sign up form. If you go to inside your platform and you click on the bank symbol at the top, you'll see their logo. You can also price them in ARIVE, and there's a sign up button in the marketplace tab that also has that contact information. You can also go to our website and click on their logo and get in touch with them too. So there's many ways to reach out. They'll get your information quickly so you can create a partnership and ask any questions that you want. Thank you, team.
Anything else, Ed or Whit or Ron, you want to touch on? Do you provide trainings to brokers? Like Ed, you talked about these non-QM programs, different profiles, different borrower types.
So one of the things about Mega that I kind of pride myself on is everything's out in front. We don't put a lot behind the firewall, right? So products are out there, all of our resources are out there, our e-learning is out there. How to use our platform if you need to when it becomes to becoming a partner, because as Amy alluded to, it'll shoot you to that and get you those things. But yes, so there's tutorials, there's e-learning, and then as a broker engages with us, depending on where they are and what makes good sense, we'll give them an AE to make sure that they're working through that. The AE is the first, one that goes through everything, and then we'll support additional as well. So,
and we're always
yes.
happy. And we're always happy to jump on the phone with you. If you've got something you need, please reach out to myself or Ed or Ron or anybody in the company. We're real simple to get through to. All my guidelines are posted front facing, so you can see everything right up front with no sign-ins, no logins. Just go to mcfunding.com. We also provide marketing support through our white label flyers that are sanitized with our name so that you can use them yourself and put your own logo and your own name on them and market that way. So we've tried to be a good partner in the business and try to be helpful as we can. Of course, Ron's always available. I'm always available. I'm East Coast time, but I've got folks that work in Arizona, so I work West Coast hours as well. So please don't mind calling me at night. Happy to help any way we can.
Mel's out on the West Coast. The company's based out of Calabasas, California. Mel's a California guy. So he's always monitoring these things, staying on top of stuff. Mel makes sure that the marketing goes out to everybody, that he makes sure he tracks all that stuff and does all kind of good work. And then Mel is a former AE, so and he does have a couple of accounts. So he's very well versed. If you happen to get Mel on a question or whatever you need, I know he's still here, but Mel is also a resource that you could use at any time.
I'm a little bit of an old school AE, I guess. I still like to walk every new loan officer through at least a deal or two when they enter it. But out on our website, for those, I guess, especially some of the operations folks that don't want to get on the phone, the literature and or videos that we have out posted for you are more than helpful. And the new MGenius system really does walk it through you itself as well. So obviously call your AE if you've got trouble, but it's pretty straightforward.
And like I said, if you come up with anything or reach out, and Mel is always available. So we have, from coast to coast covered, even just on this call, East, Central, and West. So if there's anything that's needed, and like I said, Mel is well versed on anything. So if you happen to reach out to him, he will always direct you in the right way.
All right, so we are at the top of the hour or close to the top of the hour. I want to thank everyone for joining. Thank you for taking time from your busy schedule to be on this webinar. Thank you for awesome questions. Our broker community is very engaged. That's so heartening to see. And thank you to the Mega Capital team. Thank you, Ed, and everyone for finding time to educate our brokers about Mega. You guys did deliver a Mega performance, so thank you so much.
We appreciate the platform and the opportunity. It's always great to see Amy smile, so that always makes my day. And anytime I can answer a Harish question, I'm happy as the day goes forward. So we appreciate all the brokers who attended. Thank you to my team for the support. And Mega Capital's here for you, whatever you need on a go forward basis. So we're looking forward to it.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.